physical, I must know the person. So I think it's great to, I see your question, Angela, so I'm going to answer that. But I think it's great to seek out people. And like you say, ask somebody, Dina, I think you're the one that said this, like, you know, if you see something that you like and somebody's resonating with you and you're really feeling the vibes that they bring around every time you interact with them, send them a message. Text them, phone call, Facebook message, whatever. Be like, hey, let's get on the phone. Let's do something. And it almost always ends up turning out right. You talk about it and you do it, but I think that's a great way of approaching it when you're not necessarily finding it in your immediate environment. It's going online, being in different groups, and being surrounding yourself virtually with people that are like-minded.
Mm-hmm. Another option is meetups. I've noticed, at least in my area, there are meetups for Mastermind. And so that you go and you figure out, and I haven't personally gone, but I can tell from the way they've set it up, you go to figure out if there's someone there that you resonate with that is up-leveling in the same direction you are. But for some people who may not be as comfortable with the virtual element, I am. It works for me, but there's some people who need that more tangible physical connection.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
yes, you have to be willing to search. You can't sit there and be like, ooh, I don't know this mastermind. I can't find one. I can't mastermind with my friends or, you know, my cousins or whatever.
And don't mastermind with your friends.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a bunch of people being like, oh, yeah, you're doing great. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's going to be
nobody's really pushing you.
It's
going to be cheerleading. Yeah. And nobody's really going to push each other. There are a few friends that can push you, but most likely that's not going to happen. The question that a mastermind partner asks you versus what your friend would ask you is completely different. And I'll give you guys an example. I was talking to a mastermind partner this past weekend, and I'm just like, oh, I need to do this. I need to do this. And, you know, if I was talking to one of my girlfriends, they would have been like, oh, yeah, you totally can get that done, girl. Go ahead. And my mastermind partner, on the other hand, again, I consider her a friend. We've known each other for over a year. But what does she say to me? So what is it going to take for you to do this? What do you need for you to get this done by Sunday? Yeah. That's what she said to me. A friend would not ask you that. A friend would most again, there are different types of friends, but most friends are going to be like, girl, you totally got this. You can do it. You're awesome. Yeah. And while that's great, that's not what a mastermind is. A mastermind is are people that are going to push you to the next level. And it's also great to have people that are not all in the same field, that have different levels of experience than you. People that are, you know, it's great to have a few people maybe that are experiencing the same stuff because you can grow together. But it's good to have at least one person that is like steps ahead, steps that you can even think that you can achieve, that's going to push you, or people with different expertise. Everybody can't be, let's say, a creative business coach.
Yeah,
right? Or just a life coach, or, you know, a neurosurgeon, whatever. You have to have people from different walks of life so they can add in their perspective and their expertise and their point of view for you to be able to grow and propel.
Yeah. And, you know, talk about like the Citrus, sorry, I don't know the Citrus Life's first name. But
it's Angela.
Oh, Angela. Okay. So, you know, that question about like, how do you create one? So there's actually really two kind of masterminds that I know of. One is like a personal mastermind that you might set up with like a one-on-one or even a really casual group of like people, but everyone kind of brings everything to the table and everybody kind of takes turns as like the moderator. But then there's like a guided mastermind, and you know, that's where you have kind of like one person who acts almost like as a mentor and facilitates and actually curates the group so that there's very specifically one person in each kind of category or skill. I kind of think of it like if anyone knows what a Rotary Club is, it's kind of like that Rotary Club concept where there isn't any duplicates, so you don't have any like competitive. Even there might be a little bit of competitive, but there really isn't, and it's meant to be that you leverage each other. So I bring, you know, if I've got a guided mastermind of, you know, 8 to 10 women, I'm going to look for somebody who has skills like in design. I'm going to look for someone who has, you know, skills in maybe finance. And so like what we do is we then bring that collective hive and the guide or the mentor basically brings it together, offers like certain themes that are going on either that week or that month, depending on what the strategy is. So there's a couple ways in creating that. If you're looking at creating some of the things that we go by, so I have a daily mastermind where I get up at 6 a.m. and basically it works like we go, okay, what are the 3 things we did yesterday for our business? What are the 3 things we're going to do today for our business? And then we spend about 15 minutes kind of brainstorming on, kind of what's going on or an idea that we might have. Not something that maybe that we're working on together, but that we each kind of say, hey, I got this idea. Do you want to kind of hash it out? And then we kind of look at the different aspects of it. So it gets you outside of your brain. That's all I want to say.
Yep. I love that, because it is like a lot of times when we have all of these ideas, it's no good in our own heads, and it's great to have somebody that you can hash it out with, that you can be like, hey, I'm running this. Or sometimes you think your ideas are stupid, right? Sometimes we have so much self-doubt even on little things, or like we downplay them. Oh, well, I was thinking about this, but that's nothing, and then you tell somebody else, and when you start explaining it, and they see something else that you may not have seen yourself. So it's absolutely critical to have that.
That's one of the key reasons why it's so important to make sure that the members of your mastermind group aren't right on the same level as you had mentioned, Steffa, or in the same industry as you, because it's amazing what it takes to create something. It's rarely of the same mind. You need different points and perspectives contributing. It could be an artist who has a perspective about something that's architectural, or the architect who has an idea or concept about health and how to present it, that brings the aha moments for you, as well as make them see how their work and what they have to contribute can be looked at differently. So all of it, it's this beautiful synergy that needs to come together, but you need the different pieces. You don't make a cake just from flour. You need to have the different pieces.
I like that.
Too.
I love it.
Yeah. You need to have the milk. Everything comes together and you create this amazing, beautiful, tasteful thing.
I need a mastermind to help me figure out how to get like my earbuds out of the package. Really takes a little bit of a hive mind to solve this problem, because that's what I've been working on since we started this.
Well, I can't get sound on my audio, so there we go.
Yeah, that's true.
On my computer.
Yeah, it was like everything that could possibly. Like, this is like the hardest thing. This is the hardest thing ever. I don't understand like why this needs to be as hard as it is. You know what? Starting a business is a lot easier than
getting that out.
Than this earbuds. So starting that mastermind, I mean, I guess it really depends if you're looking at starting kind of that mastermind for your like a personal one-on-one, or if you are looking at starting to use it as a business model or an income generator where you are guiding a very specific curated group of people to be masterminded or to participate in a mastermind.
Anyone else has any questions? Okay, I have a question, or something that may help people is the size of a mastermind. So let's just say you want to start a group mastermind. Let's talk about the recommendations or what works best as far as how big a mastermind group should be. Go.
I like 5 to start with. It creates a great counterpoint, and you don't get people feeling like, well, if I say this, if it's 3 or 2, I mean, you can have it with smaller, but if it's too small, there seems to be a bit of pressure, like, well, I don't want this person to take this personally. You lose that brainstorm, that creative part element to it. 5, it would be like my minimum preference, and I would be willing to go up to 8 or 9. After that, I think it's hard for the concept of what's being focused on to be honed into. You can rattle off or ramble, I think is the best way to put it. When you have people in it, the trajectory of what was brought to the table is lost. So I think it's better to keep it, say, 5, it really is my ideal, up to 9.
Yeah. I think I kind of agree with that. I think 5 or 6, like maybe up to 7 or 8 would be good, because I do see that it could get, if you're having like a larger group, then the conversation is not very focused, and then you get too many opinions, too many ideas. But when you get that focused group, you're really able to hone it in. And I don't think you should have a mastermind of just 3 people. I mean, it could work, but I don't think that's what
it's challenging.
It's challenging
in the flip way, where one would be too much, the other would be too little, and it would become, I think, almost like the concern that you would have with doing a mastermind with your friend. It almost lends itself to becoming a cheerleader session when it's too small.
Maybe. I mean, I do one-on-one masterminds, so it definitely works very well for me. But it is
the mentor, right? As opposed to you as that's right. You and I,
and then I have a morning mastermind, which is just me and one other person, which works really well.
I've never done it before. I think that might be the question.
I think it's if you've never done it before. You should probably, I don't think your first mastermind should be like a one-on-one.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to get into a codependency relationship where you're both working off. But the other side of it is, so I'm organizing a private mastermind to begin in the new year, and we're actually looking about 16 people. However, it's structured differently. So you're not looking at a weekly group call where everybody probably participates. It's more of coming together for events, and having that kind of that day long where you workshop an idea. And it's actually going to be a weekend. The first one's going to be a weekend, so you would workshop an idea, and also it's curated, so it's by invite only. So we would be looking at people that actually match personality wise as well as how they work. And to actually have like a mastermind partner that they would be working on throughout in between the events. And the idea is that you do have access to a wider variety of skills to help, not only grow yourself personally, but also so that you can contribute and practice giving. I just got some practice. Oh, okay. I was like, that was really good. Emphasis on what I was saying. practice. But that really being in service to other people. I think we had a question here. How much does accountability play in mastermind programs, and how is it implemented? Well, it's a good kick in the butt.
Yeah. I think accountability plays a big part, and what you need to do is have the rules of the mastermind laid out right away. So what I mean by that is, like, if let's just say you're doing a mastermind with 5 people. My first mastermind was a group of 7 ladies, and we, everybody worked to come together every 2 weeks. We did a Google Hangout, and we had a structure of sharing, and it was really, so the way that we share is like, okay, here's what's happened since the last 2 weeks. What are we working on? What are we having challenges with? What are our successes? And one resource we could share with the group. So that was the format, and it happened at a specific time. Hi, Erin. It happened at a specific time every 2 weeks. Well, it turned out sometimes you have people. We had one person that constantly couldn't make it, and that's when you have to have a conversation. So everybody has to be dedicated to the mastermind. We know that we all have busy lives, so obviously missing one mastermind session is fine, but not missing consistent mastermind sessions when they only happen on a specific day, especially when everybody else in the group is showing up, shows a lack of respect for the group, and that's how you address it. But you have to have those guidelines up front so somebody doesn't feel like they're being attacked or you're being unfair. Does that answer your question?
I feel like Dina totally paid you to say that, because I've been like so horrible the last 3 months.
Well, we know you're a horrible person, so
I am a horrible person.
We got that out the way.
But yeah,
person to put it all together. Horribly busy person.
Horribly busy. It's been a little crazy. We thought we had like a great day planned for our mastermind, and then I am just the biggest flake ever. I either had clients or I like fell asleep one time. I was like,
my takeaway from that is it's time to reassess what works. It worked at a time, and if it no longer works, you look at, is this mastermind still suitable for the both of us? Which it is. But the other thing
or someone could quit their job, which they did.
Yes. Okay, props.
Oh yeah, she quit her job.
So that was probably the biggest thing to reassess, so that I was not living, like quadruple lives, right. And being actually able to focus and be like, okay, now, also not trying to get some, like a certificate in a mad rush of trying to do 150 coaching hours in like 2 weeks. Life lessons.
2 seconds.
Life lessons.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was, especially for me.
Life lessons.
I'm going to do 100 hours in 2 seconds.
Exactly.
Watch me.
Exactly. Watch me. I did it.
Watch me not.
Watch me fall asleep while I was like, okay, Dina, I'm ready for. And then on. And that's it too, is when you're trying to, be accountable to other people and, say you fired your boss. I can't.
She did.
I can't. That's my neighbor. I can't.
How's that gonna work? It's gonna be so weird seeing her all the time.
No. I do think it's very ironic that she was my first boss and my last boss in my total career. Isn't that cool? Isn't that just poetic?
That is.
Or sad.
That
I'm
is.
not sure. But it's the accountability really comes in too when you're trying to run a business, 24/7, and also have your family, and also have maybe go to a movie now and then, or
have a life.
You mean have a life on top of everything else?
I don't want to go. I don't want to go that crazy, Dina. Just a moment's peace here and there. And also being like accountable, because I find the masterminds, they don't end outside of our conversation either, right? Because, especially if it's like a weekly or even a monthly call, like things happen in between that you need to reach out to your partners and either leverage their hive mind or get that accountability kick. Like you were saying, Steffa, like what do you need this weekend to get that done? That wasn't like a rhetorical question. Can you hear me, Steffa?
Oh, was it? Yeah, I hear you. I'm sorry. I was like, I'm excited about doing emojis because that's the only benefit of being on the freaking phone. I'm so like annoyed at my technology today. But
oh yeah, you can do emoji. Oh, I like your little fireworks and stuff.
How? That's the mastermind. But no, I do think with asking those powerful questions and holding accountable, again, that's the part of mastermind that works, right?
Right.
Even
without it,
without it, it's
not a mastermind.
Doesn't make sense.
Right.
It's not a mastermind, and everybody has to be participating. I have no idea what's going on where Marisa is, but it looks funny. But everybody has to be participating and giving at the same level. Giving and receiving at the same level. That's another thing. So if you are in a group of 5 and you have one person that's not giving the same, is either not consistently showing up, or is like, oh yeah, I did this, or like never shares a resource, or never really like gives you like a good challenge they're having or a good success. It's like they're just, oh yeah, I did this and blah blah. Where like everybody else is like coming to the table with projects, with work, with different ideas, then you have to address that. But I do believe it's something that you have to say up front, that here's the expectations of the mastermind, here's why we're getting here, what's the goal, and everybody's expected to achieve said goal.
That's the whole point of the mastermind.
Yep.
Once you step away from that, you are actually doing all of you a disservice. Everyone within,
absolutely.
Your time, your energy, and what it is you're trying to create. You've literally stepped into a stagnant space.
Yeah, agreed. And one thing I know, you and Marisa were half joking about like, evaluating the mastermind. Okay, maybe fully serious about evaluating the mastermind. But I think that's something you should do, right? Because I'm in a mastermind right now, and it was with a mommy's group, and a couple of us are in business for ourselves, so we kind of get the idea of a mastermind. Some of the women did not understand what a mastermind was, but when one of them brought up the idea of doing a mastermind to group over 200 women, and who would want to participate, and they divide, no, not the 200 people masterminding, but who would want to participate, and then dividing it into like small little masterminds. A lot of them didn't know what a mastermind even was. They just thought it sounded like a cute idea.
Right.
But I had to kind of break it down because I'm leading the group for us, and I'm just like, here's what a mastermind, here's what I expect, boom, boom, boom. The people that are showing up and are getting are doing the work, those are the people that are going to get the results, and those are the people that are going to stay in the mastermind. If you miss more than one meeting, you automatically will not be invited to come back and join the conversation, because it's not fair to anybody else.
Right. And I think it's brilliant to bring up the point of setting the terms and the intention of the mastermind group. Part of it is in order to ensure everybody's on the same page, but the other part of it is to ensure that everyone is moving in the same direction. That way you have success. It doesn't mean you're doing the exact same thing, but you've got one person going off trying to figure out how to start a business, but another one going off trying to figure out how to deal with her home life. That might work depending upon how much of themselves is showing up for this participation. But when you've got one going off on a completely different trajectory, it is hard to maintain the direction and the level of quality that can come from a mastermind.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think it's great to have a time limit at first. So let's just say you get in a group and say, we're doing this for 3 months, or we're doing this for 4 or 5 months. 6 months sounds like a lot. Yeah. So I say 3 months. I'm big with it's just 3 months is just a natural way of life flowing. It's a quarter. That's how a lot of things are measured, whether you're in business for yourself or you work for a corporation. It's very nice and tidy. It's the seasons. So let's do it for a season. Let's see how it works. Seriously, like 3 months is just like a good chunk. It's a great container to have.
I live in Canada. We have 2 seasons, construction and winter. So
we have 2 seasons in Hawaii too.
Yeah, awesome.
That's true. But you still pretend you still pretend that there are other seasons.
This is true.
That's the thing.
This is true.
You know that in September, like the end of September, the fall.
Yes, you know fall. Cook a little differently. Don't whatever.
Yes.
I don't have fall in Canada.
We don't have fall, but we pretend like it's there. The calendar says.
Yeah, you pretend like it's there. Exactly. So for the sake of the mastermind, you pretend that you're just doing it for a season. You're doing it for 3 months, and you go. And if it's working and you're getting results, then at the end of those 3 months, you come back to the group. Everybody comes back and decides, hey, is this working for me? And it can rotate. Maybe other people want to join in, some people want to jump out, whatever. But it doesn't have to be. I think a lot of times people feel like they have to stay stuck to a specific mastermind, or if they leave, they'll somehow be cheating, or whatever the case is. We especially, I don't think men have this as much, but as women, we feel some kind of loyalty. Right. And you're like, oh man, that's my mastermind, and I left them. And it's like, the mastermind's not doing shit for you anymore. Like, you already moved on. Like, let's call it, it was great for the time period, and move on to something else. But you have to kind of put at least an end date so it will work.
I'm not like that. When things just don't serve me anymore, I'm all, be gone with you.
But I think it's a great
done.
Element to have that cap, especially for those who might be a bit hesitant in not knowing what it is. Yeah. And if they have a limit going in, that might make them feel a little bit more comfortable with the commitment of showing up on a regular basis. It's just for this time. Let's see what's possible. Let's create from what's possible.
And before we go on to this next question, I just want to point out that this is Dina's first blab. And she's kind of rocking it. And not kinda, is. Like, you're just like, I own this. So
she is rocking it. I love it.
Yeah. So just a hint,
I'm like, where do I find blab? What's up?
But you hopped in here. So
More blabs. Hi, Kyra.
Hardball Media says, what brought personal change in each of your lives, and what is your greatest mastermind failures? And Colorado, there are like so many Colorado Spring, I can't even say it, Colorado Springs blabbers that we beat on here. I don't know what's going on in Colorado Springs, but apparently everyone's on blab there. Oh gosh, what brought personal change in each of your lives? That's a big question. Be like, which time brought personal change in my life? Anything in specifically? Like where we changed? Oh, you can't find it. Okay, I'll start keeping track for you, Hardball. I don't know. Like, is there something though, like more specifically, Hardball? I just keep calling you Hardball, which is really horrible. What's your actual name?
Yeah, what's his name?
What's your actual name, Hardball?
No, Hardball Media.
And as for greatest mastermind failure, okay. I put together a mastermind of people who, so at the time when we were in this program, I didn't say it was a he. I just said, what's your actual, maybe Steph did.
I said he, I'm sorry. I didn't know. What's
your actual name, Hardball?
I apologize.
Well, now we're going to get surprised. Oh, I guess I should let people are asking to come in. I'm not used to being the blab. He's a guy.
Okay. Oh, Aaron is joining. Sorry,
Aaron. I don't know how to run a blab. This is my first time running a blab.
We'll let you in a second, sir. Hang tight.
So back to what I was saying. So Hardball, what is your? First I'll tell you about my failure. Hardball, what's your first name?
Brian.
Hi, Brian. Okay.
Hi, Brian.
So my failure is that I put together a mastermind of women who were, who I thought were in a similar situation as me, where they were either undergoing a change, where they were currently in a job, and they were looking to become entrepreneurs. The challenge is that it was like I didn't actually curate it, or I didn't select very well, and so it was really random people that joined this mastermind, and it started off really good. The problem is that we definitely did not motivate each other. So we didn't actually, like, it became a little bit of codependency / cheerleading. So it was like, oh, that's so good. Keep up the good work. But we didn't actually push each other farther or, faster, or to really kind of be more than we were. So that was definitely a learning experience for me of what not ever to do in the future.
I'm curious what your thought was, Dana.
My thought on the failure?
Why your eyes were changing.
Pardon me?
Why your eyes were changing. I don't know. I read people. Don't worry about it.
Your eyes were changing.
I was noting what Marisa was saying.
Oh, okay. You got really focused. You got really focused. And I didn't know if it was me or the screen. So, yeah.
Got it. No, I focus on a number of different levels. It's what she's saying, as well as what my own experience is, as well as what she's experiencing.
So when you're doing these masterminds, what is your main focus?
Oh, well, it depends. So if you're like trying to be like, so for example, I have business masterminds because, I want to achieve a certain amount of income. I want to have a certain amount of clients. There's also like spiritual masterminds. There is, personal expansion masterminds. It really just depends on what you want to, it's where your growth is in, whether it be personal or business.
Where your desire for growth is as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How much time are you putting into these masterminds? Because I need growth in all areas. So I think I'm kind of stuck. I better just give up and find mastermind.
You said you're stuck?
I said I need growth.
How much time is involved? And typically, in my experience, depending upon the size of the group, anywhere from half an hour to an hour. If it's a moderately sized group. If it's more than that, then it takes a little bit longer for people to step into what their challenges are and what others have to contribute to solutions or ideas that may come to them.
Yeah, my experience is for a group mastermind was an hour and a half every 2 weeks in order to, and that was when there was 6 to 7 of us. Mm-hmm. And that's to kind of, again, so everybody gets a chance to workshop their specific issue that they're working with, their challenges, sharing their successes, and that. And then if you do one-on-one, then that's different too. But those are just investments.
About an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, but usually an hour.
And I have a half an hour mastermind every morning. So, and then plus Dina and I meet whenever, well, hopefully now more regularly, now that I'm not such a flake. And Steph and I do brainstorming sessions. So sometimes they're like, 15 minutes, and sometimes they're like 4 hours, whatever.
Whatever. It could be all day, really.
At like 2 a.m, really. But like it really just depends, how much and what the problem is, right? Like there's only so much you can get done. Like I even find like in my hour-long coaching sessions with my clients is that sometimes it's just we can't get what we need to get done in an hour. Like we actually need 90 minutes or 2 hours. And so it's really, where you're at. From an accountability standpoint, you only need about 10, 15 minutes to kind of say, here's what I did, here's what, I'm going to do. It might go a little further where like Steph had said, someone said, well, what do you actually need to get that done? And it might go into a little bit of more of a kind of a coaching session. I've been really stressed, and Dina has taken time where she's walked me through like a guided relaxation, which is really beneficial. That was probably like what, 30 to 40 minutes, Dina?
About 30.
Yeah. So, and I've done the same, like where we've kind of like, you just needed to go somewhere. And so we actually did kind of an impromptu coaching session. Sometimes that takes 30 to 45 minutes. It really depends on you and your partner. And it really depends on what's going on in what you're trying to do. You said you're stuck. What are you trying to move your business forward, or is this like a personal?
All of the above.
Oh, all the above. Yeah. Okay. So, and sometimes you have I have a spiritual mastermind partner, right? So it's, kind of that expansion from the inside out. And it affects my business. It affects my relationships. So yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Cool. All right. Thanks for hopping in.
No problem.
Maybe we'll get, Aaron, and now I know how to actually accept people.
Sorry, I unmuted myself. Yeah, Aaron, jump in. Brian, what I was saying is if you are saying that you need all of the above, then I'm going to suggest a couple of things. First, you might need some coaching because kind of like flailing all over the place, or you feel like you're going to need that much help. Then you need somebody that's just going to focus on you versus a mastermind group, which is focusing on a specific issue on a specific cause, right? And B, once you get that coaching, if you do want to join a mastermind group, focus on one area. You have to decide whether it's going to be your business, whether it's going to be your personal life, spirituality, whatever. You can find people. A mastermind is just a group of people coming together for a common cause. So you can find those masterminds, but you can't just go unload on them, right? Mm-hmm. You have to find the specific area that you want to focus on first, and then you're going to make change from that space and then move on and work on the next thing, if that makes sense.
And the beauty is, if you're not sure of where to start, which area to start in, just start at the one that calls to you the most. Because the truth of the matter is, the deeper you go into any one area of your life, it will have ripple effects into the other areas of your life.
Yeah.
So start somewhere, go as deeply as you can to get to some peace, to some resonance with yourself about it, and you will see it affect other elements and areas of your life. But you got to start.
Absolutely. Well done, Dina. I love that.
Thank you.
Well, hello.
All right, Mr. Wake Up Better. What up?
What's up, LaFawn?
How are you?
I'm good. Over here responded to the last email of the night, and then I'm done.
Good. Tell us about your mastermind experience.
Mastermind. Actually, I came here to get some advice about mastermind. I want to start my own, but I don't know where to start.
Okay, you're in the right place.
What do you want your mastermind to focus on?
Re-education of young people. So I want to change the way young people view some certain things.
Okay.
Like,
for instance, change the perspective about what success actually is. I'm even ready to take notes tonight. Like, I really want to do this.
So, sorry, redefine what success is to them?
Yeah, some people think people my age think success is just all about money, and it's really not. So I want to, if I could change how to view success, then I could change partially how to become successful.
So, but these are these are young people specifically? Is there like an age kind of, like, are we starting at 8? Are we?
No, like, I want to start at from 17 to like 20, 26.
Okay. So young adults.
Yeah, young adults.
Okay. And what's going on in their life that they need to have success redefined for them?
They only see success in mainly 2 ways. See, did you play a sport or you sell drugs?
Okay.
So that's the only picture of success they see.
Okay. Sounds like an ex-boyfriend of mine. I think he still thinks that. Also, and motorcycles. I probably should get him in your. Oh, he's too old for your success. Okay, so, okay, and so how do you find them? Oh, sorry.
Well, my question is this: is the mastermind to help you get this moving, or is it to help you connect with this group? What are you hoping to have as the end result of the work that you're doing?
Well, the end result, I want to, I want to change where I came from and grew up from. So I want to bring back my city to the light. Like, I want to bring it back.
I should have rephrased that. Thank you for that. What I meant to communicate or ask is, what is your intention of what you want the mastermind to do for you? With regard to your vision? Is it to help you get all your ducks in a row as far as how to do this? Because it sounds like it would be a not-for-profit. Is it how do you connect with these kids specifically? Is it to find out how what other support or infrastructure you're going to need to make this go and just build on it? What is it that you're hoping that the mastermind will do for you? Because the reason I'm asking is that's going to affect what type of people you're bringing in or trying to connect with.
Yeah, the last thing what you just said was the answer. I need to know what type of people to actually mastermind with.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I was kind of wondering. Like, are you trying to mastermind people to bring this about, or mastermind? I think Dina just asked this, but I'm not clear. Or mastermind the people.
Mastermind the people to bring it about.
Yeah. Okay, so bring about the change within them, not bring about the change as a movement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so back to my question, I'll say, like, what? So where do you already know where these group of people are? Like,
I have that part set up.
Okay, so why would they mastermind with you?
You asking me, like, who am I?
Why would they mastermind with you? Like, what's in it for them?
Oh, it's for them. It's another person that they can actually see who have the results that they want. So I'm probably one of the only ones still around who they can talk to, come to. Mm-hmm. So it's. I'm sorry, I read the comment, but it's that would be the reason why they would mastermind with me, and plus plus I still have that voice of my generation. So let's say if someone older than me wanted to start something, well, I could bridge the gap between the older generation and my generation.
How old are you?
Okay,
I'm 24.
Oh, you're so young.
He's a youngin. He's our resident youngin. Yeah. I see where you're, I get the idea of what you're trying to do. So my question is, I guess you say they're already there. So is it that you have the group already asking you, or are you trying to set something up?
Yes, I have the group asking me. I have a bunch of different groups. I want to start something in New Jersey, but everything I find is in New York. Even like a Hardbar just asked me. Every other thing I find is in New York, and most of the kids that I do work with are in New York.
Okay. I think you can just start. Okay. It would be okay. So the format would either be this, right? It would be a program that you run. So it's something that you're where you're just the teacher rather than masterminding with them, because they're not necessarily with masterminds. Sometimes, well, one definition of a mastermind is that everybody's bringing something to the table, where like it seems like you have more to offer, right? You're somebody, you have something that you want to offer them, to teach them. So you would be more of a mentor than a mastermind. And then where it would be a mastermind is if you get some of those who are then looking to really make it tangible, not just like, oh, I can see that now I am able to not sell drugs, or I don't need to be an athlete to make money. I want to start this business. I want to do this. I have this idea. That's when it then takes them to that mastermind level, where then you gather them together and everybody come towards a common goal. Do you understand me? So right now you would be mentoring them.
Yeah.
Into really changing that mindset. And I know from past blabs and conversations that you've done your work on mindset and you were able to teach that. It's just bringing it to the level of a 17 to 20 something year old. You understand?
And you could like, so once you mentor like a group of individuals who kind of, catch on and start developing those success mindsets for themselves, then you could lead a series of masterminds by providing them the groundwork for them to create their own masterminds with their peers to develop more of that hive mind mentality where they're building on each other, building on ideas. And it could all link back to you where you, like, again, you give the kind of the guidelines or the themes that they work on, or, even that guidance, or that kind of like, we're stuck. Like, Aaron, we're stuck. We don't know, like our group can't move forward. Where do we go? And then you step in and you do a bit of mentoring ongoing with them so that you get them up and going again. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think there's another opportunity here for you as well, where it's mentoring with your peers, people who have already created programs along the lines of what it is you desire to do.
Yeah.
So that they could give you some insights on what worked and what didn't, so you can learn by virtue of someone else's experience and have the support to be successful sooner rather than later with what you want to do. So you talk about these programs that are going on in other states. Why not reach out to the folks that are moderating them or running them and ask them for the opportunity to bounce some ideas off of them? Ask them if there's someone else that they know of that you can run some questions by. So that way you have a mastermind of peerage that's helping you up level to what you want to create.
Okay.
Very true.
I'll write that down.
Yeah, because you're going to get the most benefit from what you're doing in your life too, when you've got people who are even just like a couple levels up and you're able to then leverage yourself up.
Okay.
Like, I try to only surround myself with billionaires. Steffa, Dina.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm here.
Steph is a billionaire. Steph is
rolling in those billions.
Exactly.
I'm telling you.
Look at that exposed brick behind her.
Yeah.
You can tell I'm only a millionaire because I've just got the white paint. It's, you can tell. You can tell. So, but it's,
I'm just in my garage.
yeah. Well,
there you go.
You've got the exposed brick to work your way up to. But, no, seriously, though, is like kind of looking, and Steph had said earlier, it's looking to who you want to kind of emulate or who you look up to, and you want to see how they're running their show and, be able to kind of see that insight, and then they'll help you leverage. And then what can you bring them? Because you could be bringing, new ideas and, even if you're working with a mentor, it's always what the mentoree can also bring to the mentor, right? It's that partnership. It's that, What are you doing, Steffa? It's really distracting.
I am feeling you. I mean, I'm giving you props.
All I can see is like.
Sorry, I'm on my phone. So
I don't know what this is, and it's distracting.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, so it's and being able to like, what can you provide the people that you want to work with, so that it's that kind of that win-win partnership.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ladies.
Oh,
You're welcome.
Good stuff, Mr. Wake Up Better. Question for you: are you going to be at Scope Week?
What's Scope Week?
Scope Summit. Next week.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If I could get a ticket, but I'll still be in New York them 2 days.
Yeah, me and Fabi are having something.
Yeah, DM me. I'm gonna be there. It's like 15 minutes away. I better be there.
You better be there. Okay, cool.
Peace.
Yeah. Did we miss any other questions while I was like trying to look like I was a professional?
You were professional.
Okay.
At least it's daylight for me. No, people were just joking and making fun of my eating. Which, can I talk about what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Record, so I won't talk about. No, because I'm hungry and it's late. I'm doing a sugar detox. So there's barely things I can eat. Like right now, I'm like eating like cheddar cheese. Like,
I know. I heard you. You're like, give me some cheese. I heard that. And then I saw it destroyed. It was like
life is hard.
Going on as well. Yes.
We all shared in that cheese with you. Trust me. That was like a group cheese blab.
Sorry, I'm like starving, and I'm like, I can't eat fruit. I can't eat cashews.
Like, a river. Oh, with 3 exclamation marks. So she really means
life is hard over here.
We started off this blab in complete darkness and silence. So
we did. I'm glad people joined because it was a little awkward. I was ready to go to bed. I was like, you know what? Forget blab. I'm going to sleep.
I also didn't record it at the beginning, so we only got little bits, but that's okay. This is why I leave all this stuff up to Steffa, because
it does explain this.
Mm-hmm. So I think
if I do a detox,
we'll probably wrap up.
You'll be hungrier.
No, I'm on that that really great diet.
Are you on a vegan diet? This is off the record, by the way. Yeah, but if you're on a sugar detox, you're gonna be hungry.
It's
because you're used to eating.
It's vegan.
Yeah, that's why I'm eating cheese.
Yeah, the only thing I can eat right now are seeds.
That's the key. It has to be high in fat, and then that drops the sugar craving.
I don't have a sugar craving really. It's just that I'm so used like dinner time.
Okay.
And I didn't eat as much as I usually do for dinner because I have a toddler. So like it's so forever
eating is an accessory. It's when you get around to it.
Yeah. So we kind of ate when she ate.
Aren't you still?
And I had a little bit of me.
Aren't you still kind of boob feeding?
I am.
So
she just
shouldn't you be like eating more because you've?
I eat a lot. It's just at this like if I were eating regularly, like let's just say I have like potatoes and pasta, which I don't eat pasta a lot, but that would be more filling than like a pile of vegetables, which they're delicious, but they're gonna run through you because it's real food, and that's what happens.
I wish I could show you this like. I wish I could show you this weird bread thing that Craig made yesterday. It was green. Okay, it was green, and it's hard.
It's green bread.
The bread was green.
Yeah, that's its natural color.
Okay.
It was hearty. Okay, it's hearty.
It was hearty.
It was hearty. And
there you go.
Very fiberful. Craig's just looking at me. It needed jam.
Then I ran out of nuts. That's the thing.
Needed jam, and we can't have jam right now. It needed cookie butter from Trader Joe's.
From Trader Joe's, and you definitely can't have cookie butter.
We have like a jar in our cupboard that we've been like. I just open up the cupboard every once in a while. I'm like, hi.
Yeah, I've been to a wedding. Last week I went to a wedding. And then and then a kid's birthday party.
Yep.
While on this, and it didn't bother me, but I'm just like, look at all the kid's birthday party. I don't care because there's certain stuff I wouldn't even eat if I was on a detox. Like, and kids' birthday party food is pretty much where I draw the line. Like, I'm not eating that even if I'm like dying. But the wedding, there was like all this stuff, and the good part is like they went overboard on the cocktail hour, so there was literally everything. So I could get veggies and all sorts of like hard cheeses and deli meat, like that stuff that I filled up. And they had like shrimp skewers, and by dinner I was full, so I didn't really mind.
Bless you.
Thank you.
All right, so wonderful blab with everybody.
Thank you for the invite.
Dina,
Dina, thanks for joining.
Absolutely, join us. We're here every Monday.
We are.
At 8:30 my time, which is 10:30 Steph's time, and I think 4:30 your time.
Yes, that is 4:30 my time.
So,
joyful.
I know Dina has like a whole evening ahead of her, and
yes,
like,
I do.
Yeah,
like, it's bedtime.
I'm going to bed.
But Dina, let's connect on Skype afterwards so that we can catch up.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks everybody for
joining in, and we will see you next Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. I don't know what the topic is. Stefan makes it up on the weekends, and then I just make up things to say on it. But if you do have any suggestions, what you want to hear
for topic,
blabber about, please do give us a shout.
Send us a DM.
Or visit.
I have to use like this Twitter lingo now. Send us a DM.
Send me a DM at Superstar on the twit, and
I'm Stephalafon on the tweet. I changed it.
It says Stepha Inc. 1, just so you know.
Yeah, I don't know why it's that on here, because I changed all my social media to be Stephalafon. So I'm going to have to relog into Blab or figure that out. But I changed all my social media to be congruent.
At DW5P Coach. It always reminds me, I always think it's like R2D2 I actually said that the other day. Someone was like, what's her website? I'm like, R2D2, there's a 5 in it.
My name, DW.
Yeah, I see it now. It now. Do you think I could see it the other day? No, in my head I was like, there's a bunch of numbers, and sometimes I just
R2D2.
Yeah, I just Google Dina, and that's how I find your website. Awesome. And so we will see everybody next week. Thanks for joining us. The 41 people on Twitter that came out. Thank you so much for watching and listening in. I always wanted to be like a wrestling announcer. You know, like, let's get ready to rumble. So I talk like that all the time when I'm excited.
Now is when you need that reverb you had earlier.
Yeah. Practice. Yeah. That was awesome, actually.
That was awesome.
You need to practice. Practice.
Practice.
That was the thing.
All right, y'all. Good night. Thank you.